Hello everyone. Today we will see this question fixing two nodes of a binary search tree. So this question was asked yesterday in the problem of the day. So let us read the problem statement. So we are given the root of a binary search tree where exactly two nodes are swapped by mistake. Fix or correct the binary search tree by swapping them back. Do not change the structure of the tree, and it is guaranteed that the given input will form binary search tree except for two nodes that will be wrong. All changes must be reflected in the original linked list. That is, we should modify the original one only. So let us see the test case. So see, I am given this binary search tree. So let us see, is it following the property of a binary search tree? So the left node should be so the value of the left node should be smaller than the root node's value. So yes, holds true. For this, yes, true. 20 is not smaller than 10. So this does not hold true. And the right subtree should be greater than the root node. So this also does not hold true. So we get these two nodes that does not follow the binary search tree property. So this was only given in the question that there would be two nodes that will not follow the binary search tree property, and we have to swap them. And basically they are swapped by mistake. So if we again swap them, so we'll get the original binary search tree. So if I swap this 8 and 20, what I will get? 10, 5, 2, 8 and 20, which is my correct BST. So the main task is to find these two nodes that was swapped by mistake and to swap them again and modify this original binary search tree. So see, what can we do? We know that the in-order traversal of a binary search tree produces a sorted array. So let us produce the in-order traversal for this binary search tree. So in-order traversal. So see, in order traversal, what is the rule? Left, root, and then right. So let us generate the in order. So in order would be 2, 5, 20, 10, 8. So is this in order? Is it sorted? No. And let us generate the in order for the correct BST. So what would be its correct BST? We have to swap 20 and 8. Yeah. So let us generate the in order for this. So what would be its in order? 2, 5, 8, 10 and 20. And if we see this in order, the array is sorted. So if we have to change this into a correct BST, what can we do? We can simply sort this array. So if we sort this array, we will get this. Okay, and this are the same, and this in order is producing this BST. So if we sort the in order traversal for a given BST and we insert these elements now into this original BST, keeping their structure same, so we can simply get our answer very easily. But there is one problem, it's time complexity. What would be its time complexity? See, since I am sorting this array, and for sorting, the time complexity becomes big of n log n, where n is the number of nodes in the BST. And what would be its space complexity? This would be big of n, because I am using an auxiliary array to show the in order for the given tree. So now we have to optimize it. So see, now we can optimize it. So Before that, let us see one more test case. Just a minute. I want this correct binary search tree also. So yeah. See, let us see one more test case. And in this, I have the tree like 10, 5, not 5, 10, 2, 5, 8, and 20. So here the nodes to be swapped were 20 and 8. And what are the nodes that I have to swap here? 2 is following the property. 5 is not following the property for the node 2. So 5 and 2. Because if I swap 5 and 2, the BST will look like 10, 5, 2, 8, 20, which is the correct BST. So see, what I wanted to show was, in this BST, the nodes that I have to swap were not adjacent to each other. And the nodes that I am swapping here are adjacent to each other. Okay. So see, we have two conditions. When the nodes to be swapped are adjacent and when the nodes to be swapped are not adjacent. So let us generate the in order for both of these cases. So what would be the in order for these cases when the nodes are not adjacent? So its in order would be 2, 5, 20, 10, 8. And its in order would be 5, 2, 8, 10 and 20. Now see, we know that in order produces a sorted array. So for a sorting condition, our element at I plus 1 should be larger than the element at I. If the array is sorted, then it follows this condition. A of I plus 1 is always greater than the A of I. And if this condition does not hold true, that pair is the disturbing one. So let us try to find those pairs. So see, if I am at this, then 2 is less than 5. It's fine. 5 is less than 20. It is good. 20 is less than 10. No. So the first pair that does not hold this property is this. And now see, 10 is less than 8. No. So the second pair that is not following this property is this. Now let us see in this in order. 5 is less than 2. No. So this is the first pair. 2 is less than 8. Yes. 8 is less than 10. Yes. 10 is less than 20. Yes. So one observation that we can make from here is that the one observation that we can make using this is that when the nodes are adjacent, then we are only getting one pair. And when the nodes to be swapped are not adjacent, we will get two pairs. And now, if we swap the first element of this pair with the second element of this pair, then we will get our answer. Which elements were to be swapped? 20 and 8, 20 and 8. And in this, if we swap both the elements of the current pair only, then we will get the answer, that is 5 and 2. And those are the only answer. So this was the main thing that I want to do now. So see, if we observe, in the last question, we used one auxiliary array to store the in-order traversal for the given BST. But if we observe it, then we can see in this, we are actually comparing the current elements with its previous node. So we don't need to store the entire array. We can simply make one pointer and that pointer will do our work. That pointer will keep the track of the previous nodes. And if this condition does not hold true, that is, if previous is not less than the current node, then we have got our answer. So that is, instead of making the complete array and using this auxiliary array, we can simply make one pointer that will store our previous node. So see, if now for solving this question, we are actually needing 3 pointers. So what are these 3 extra pointers? First we have discussed, this would be previous. This will store the previous node. Then the second pointer would be this. This and this. That is the first element that I have to swap. So this is first. This will store the first pointer that I have to swap, and the another is second. This will store the second element that I have to swap. In this case this was 8 and in this case this was 2. So now if we think of our algorithm, what is the algorithm that we have to implement? So see, the conclusion for this approach is, first we have to do in-order traversal, because we have to traverse the binary search tree in order to find the answer, but we are not storing this in order into any array, but we are just traversing the array binary search tree in order format. Now if the previous node is not null, that is, it exists, and if it exists and till this point my first is also null, that is, I haven't got any first pointer till now, then I can simply update my first pointer to the previous node, and after that I can simply update my last pointer to the current node. So see, if I'm at the first pair, then I will get my first pointer using this, and outside the if loop I will get my last pointer. And now if I found the another pair also, which might be the case and not might be the case, so I will simply update my last, and after that we will simply update our previous node, and after this we can just return. So this is a simple algorithm that we are just supposed to do. So let us now code it. So see what we are doing. Let us call a function compute which will do our work and which will return our answer. See, before that, all the 3 pointers that I have discussed, let us initialize those 3 pointers. So first pointer was the previous node. The value is null. The second pointer was the first pointer that will store the first element that I have to swap, and the third pointer would be the last. This would store my second element that I have to swap, and I can simply call this function, and I can pass the root of the binary search tree and all these 3 pointers, and after this my first and the last pointer would be the 2 pointers that I have to swap, and I can simply swap their data, that is first of data and last of data. This is clearly mentioned that we don't have to change the structure of the binary search tree, so we are simply swapping. So now let us implement this compute function. So this compute function would be a recursive function to do the in-order traversal. So let us initialize all the parameters. We have root, its or capital N. We have first, sorry, this is previous, and now we have first and then last. Also we have to take them as reference, because in every recursive call, these will get changed. So first of all, the base condition, what if my root is null, then I can simply return. And now we have to compute the in-order traversal. So what is the first step for an in-order traversal? We have to traverse the left subtree. So we will pass the root of left as a parameter, and we can simply pass all of these parameters, root, first, last. Now after this, we need to compute the root. Now see, what we discussed was, if previous is not null, that is, if previous not exists, and if my condition doesn't hold true, that is, if the data of previous is greater than the data at root, then I have to swap. Before swapping, I have to check, is this a first pair or the second pair. If this would be a second pair, then my first would not be the null. And if my first is still null, that means this is a part of a first pair. I can simply update my first to the previous. And after this, I will simply update my last to the root. Okay, and I can simply get out of this loop, and after this, I will update my previous to the root, and I will call this recursive function to the right of the root, passing all the parameters. Yes. So let us see. So yeah, the compilation is successful. Basically, if my answer is correct, it would give me 1, otherwise 0. So the problem is solved successfully. So this was all about it. And yes, the time complexity for this approach would be big of n. And since we are not using any auxiliary space, so it would be big of 1. Though we are using the recursive stack, but that's the other case. So yeah, this was the expected time complexity and auxiliary space. So that was all about this question. Thank you.